stop wasting your time with artificial workouts. Just think about this for a moment. There are more gyms than ever before. More people are working out than ever before. More people are taking nutritional supplements than ever before. And more people are what we would consider health conscious than ever before. I mean, it all sounds good, doesn't it? Well, then why in the world, despite all these advances in health and fitness, are more people fat and out of shape than ever before? Years ago, there were a lot less gyms around and a lot less people working out. But those that did train were very serious about it and actually looked like they worked out. Now compare that with the majority of people you see in the gym today. For the most part, if you didn't actually see the typical gym member in working out, you would never tell by looking at their physique that they even exercised a day in their life. I mean, as crazy as it sounds, it's actually rare to see a well-built muscular physique in the gym these days. Now, how can this be? Why are more people than ever working out, but less people than ever are actually in shape? It has a lot to do with the gyms themselves. Years ago, a gym had a power rack, a squat rack, benches, barbells, dumbbells, and a few basic machine exercises. Just the raw, essential equipment that built real strength. Now compare that to the gyms of today, where there are so many fancy padded and ergonomically correct machines scattered all over the place. I mean, people are getting away from the basic meat and potatoes type of exercises that made going to the gym and working out so effective in the first place. Most of the new gyms today even have these stupid powder puff rules that try and discourage serious lifters from joining. Things such as no chalk allowed, no grunting, no dropping weights or making any noise of any kind when working out. And some places even go so far as to say no deadlifts because it makes a noise when the bar hits the floor. It's almost getting to the point where you're looked down upon if you want to go in and train with some real intensity and do some real lifting. I mean, these rules seem absurd from a serious lifter's point of view, but they're totally understandable from the business owner's point of view. I know several gym owners who have outright admitted to me that they purposely try and discourage hardcore lifters from joining their gyms. All they want is for the average Joe to come in and play around with the machines 3 days a week and pay his membership fee on time. They don't want a serious hardcore lifter coming in and dusting up the gym with a bit of lifting chalk and rattling the bar with the clang of 45s and letting out a grunt as he grinds out his last rep in the power rack. From the gym owner's point of view, serious lifters put more wear and tear on the equipment and they intimidate the average out-of-shape person from joining the gym. Whereas if the average Joe comes into a gym and sees a bunch of other average Joes doing an easy workout on pretty looking machines, well, that's not intimidating at all, and this could actually help encourage him to join the gym as well. Now, when you look at it from this perspective of getting lazy people off their asses and actually doing some form of exercise, this is actually a good thing. But for those of us who actually want to go in, pack on some real muscle mass from our workouts, this kind of atmosphere can limit your progress. So the next time you're at the gym, just take notice of how many of the regulars look exactly the same now as they did this time last year. Once most people get past this initial beginner's growth spurt, they fall into a permanent training rut and they never progress past that level. Now, a major cause of this no growth problem is with all the fancy machine exercises that you can do when you go into the gym. I mean, you can literally spend a couple hours pumping, pushing, pulling, and squeezing your way through a couple dozen different machine exercises and actually get less results than if you just went in and spent 20 minutes doing a few sets of barbell squats and bench presses. Now, I'll admit that going to the gym and working out with easy machine exercises isn't all bad. I mean, heck, it's a better hobby than hanging out at the local pub and drinking pints of beer, or sitting home on the couch and watching TV. But from a bodybuilding point of view, and actually building a lean, muscular physique, your time in the gym could be better invested by getting back to the basics. And in my opinion, the perfect example of a good, old-school, hardcore gym can be seen in the movie Pumping Iron, with the original Gold's Gym and the Muscle Beach weight pen. I mean, Pumping Iron is a classic bodybuilding movie that every muscle building enthusiast has to watch at least a dozen times, if not more. The old school gyms that they had in the movie were based around the basic hardcore barbell and dumbbell exercises with some machine moves added in for supplemental exercises. The workouts shown had the guys doing squats, benches, rows, all the basic real muscle building exercises, and the physiques that they had built were a true testament to the effectiveness of this kind of simple but powerful training. When you do free weight exercises, you're in a three-dimensional training environment. Not only do you have to lift the barbells and dumbbells, but you also have to balance them and keep them in position from all angles. Now compare this with a machine exercise where everything is perfectly balanced and aligned for you, and all you have to do is push or pull. Now to see a prime example of this, just watch a beginner do a set of dumbbell bench presses for the very first time. He'll wrestle and struggle just to get the dumbbells in position. Then he'll shake and wobble around so much, you'll swear he's having a seizure fit. Now, if this same newbie guy did machine bench presses instead, there would be no shaking and no wobbling, and he would look like he was working out properly. But he's really cheating himself out of a lot of the gains he should be getting. Now, I'll admit, watching newbies fumbling around with free weights looks really bad, and I feel their pain every time I see a beginner struggling with benching, squatting, or whatever free weight exercise they're doing. But at the same time, I'm very proud of them for having the guts to do it. All that struggling, shaking, and wobbling is stimulating and activating so much more muscle growth than all the machine exercises in the gym combined. He's building real muscle with those free weight exercises that will have the strength to perform in the outside world, be that moving furniture, chopping wood, pushing a stuck car, or heck, picking up a hot chick just like these guys are doing. Now with that being said, before you go off and bash the crap out of all machine exercises, let me clarify a few things. There are some machine movements that are worth doing because they can't effectively be duplicated with free weights. So machine exercises are actually beneficial in these cases. Again, think back to the hardcore gyms that they had in the movie Pumping Iron. They did use some basic machine exercises in their workouts. For example, you can't effectively do tricep pushdowns, lat pull-downs, or cable crossovers with free weights, so cable machines are very helpful in these cases. Other machines that are really helpful are leg machines such as the leg press, leg curl, leg extension, and calf raise, because these can be tricky to try and duplicate with free weights as well. So the ideal workout situation is to have your foundation based around the bread and butter free weight exercises with machine movements added in for supplemental exercises. But if you can do an exercise with free weights, then do it. You'll make much better gains with a free weight bench press and free weight rows than you ever will with the machine variations of these same movements. Now, in addition to the exercises that you do, the overall gym atmosphere can have a huge impact on your muscle building progress. I like to refer to it as hardcore gyms versus the powder puff fitness centers. You'll make much better strength and muscle gains training in a real gym where the other members motivate, push, and encourage you to get bigger and stronger, rather than what I call the powder puff fitness center where the members shun the idea of training hard. So right now you should do an evaluation of the gym you're currently training in and see if it has the right atmosphere to help you achieve your muscle building goals. If you have any doubts about your current gym, then I suggest you go around and try out a few different gyms in your local area and see which ones you like the best. A good sign of a productive gym is the place where most of the local bodybuilders and powerlifters train. Working out around guys who are bigger and stronger than you will help pull you up to their level. And on the other hand, if you work out around average people who are smaller and weaker than you, then that will unconsciously hold you back from really pushing yourself to the highest level. Now, while a hardcore gym may be a bit intimidating at first, the end results and the muscle gains you'll make from training in this type of environment will be well worth it in the long run. So, if you don't already know where to find the hardcore gyms in your area, just ask around. I'm sure somebody at your local gym or at the local supplement shops will be able to point you in the right direction. And from my experience, I always get a better workout and make better gains training in a gym that has a bunch of big guys in there slapping 45-pound plates on the bar and chalking up their hands, rather than trying to get a workout done in a powder puff fitness center where everyone's afraid to work up a sweat and they look at you funny like you're doing something wrong if you're doing deadlifts off the floor.